Good morning students. So today we are going to start the third chapter of EVS, that is water. In this chapter we are going to understand what are the various sources of water, what is underground water, what are the various ways in which we can obtain the underground water, as well as what is the various main source of irrigations. Okay, so let's begin. So what are the various sources of water? So student, there are a number of sources of natural sources of water, which includes rain, sea, oceans, rivers, stream, lakes and ponds. So out of these all natural sources of water, which one is the purest natural source of water? So the answer is rain. Rain is the purest natural source of water. So let us discuss about what is underground water. So when it rains, some of the water it seeps into the ground. As you can see here, as it rains, some of the water will seep into the ground and it will settle at a deep inside the earth at a particular level. So this water will be called as underground water. So groundwater is a water which is found underground in the cracks and space of soil, sand and rock. So this water get collected below the surface of the earth at a particular depth. That water is called as underground water. Next is getting underground water. What are the various ways in which we can obtain this groundwater? First one is well, bowlies, these are also called as step wells, and the third one is the hand pumps. Let us discuss one by one. First one is a well. You might be familiar with the well. So in this well, as you can see here, a well is a deep hole which is dug in the ground where underground water is easily available. A deep hole is dug into the ground till it reaches to the groundwater level. Okay. So water is taken out from these wells with the help of a pulley. Pulley is like this. You can see here in the diagram. It is a wheel with a groove outer rim. So as you can see here, you have to rotate this rope and you can pull the water up. So how it works? So pulley is a wheel which is having grooved outer rim. So the bucket is tied at one end of the rope, and the rope is fitted with the groove of the wheel. So the bucket is attached to one end of the as you can see here in this diagram, the bucket is attached to one end of the rope. The other end of the rope is attached to the grooves of the wheel. So as the rope is released, when you release this rope, this bucket will go inside the well and the water will be filled from the well. Then how you can pull it back? You have to pull that rope again. The bucket goes down into the well. When it is filled with water, it is taken out from the well by pulling the rope. So nowadays you might have these wells are right now, these are very in less amount, because most of the villages in India have wells to draw the underground water. Okay, there are a large number of villages which have wells to draw this underground water nowadays, but people what they are using electric pump to draw out the water from the tube well. So now they are using modern technology in order to pull the water. So these there is a scarcity of these kind of wells. Most of them have dried up. So let us go to the next method, that is bowlies and step well. This is another way in which you can obtain the groundwater. So as you can see, what is a bowlie? Bowlie is a tank. You can see here, this is a tank which has large number of steps all its sides. Okay, these are the large number of steps surrounding all its sides, so that people can reach from here, they can reach to the tank to get the underground water. So a tank that has steps on all its sides so that the people can reach the water is called a bowlie or a step wells. Because it has large number of steps, it is also called as a step well. So at present, most of these bowlies have dried up. So, okay, they have dried up. But in the ancient past, what was the bowlie was not only the source of water, but it is also used. It was also a place where the community activity and religious ceremonies were held. So at these places, this is one source of water. But as well as this place, there are various community activity and religious ceremonies were held. Okay, let's move on to the next way. The next is hand pump. You might be familiar with that. You might have seen these are the hand pumps. Here in case what happened, the deep holes or bores are dug into the earth to get the underground water. Deep hole is dug inside the earth so that they can reach the underground water. So water is drawn out by using a hand pump. So how it works, this is the handle of the hand pump. How it works, you have to pull it up and down, you have to move it so that continuously in order to draw out the water. So these are the various ways in which we can obtain the underground water. First one is your well, second one is your step well, and third one is your hand pump. Let's move on to the next slide. The supply of drinking water in a city. So have you ever wondered the water which is coming at your home, what is the source of that water? So the source of water which is supplied in the city is usually a nearby lake or a tank. So the source is the nearby lake or a tank. So the river and the lake water, they are not fit for drinking, students, because they have lot of germs which can cause various diseases. Okay, so the river and lake water is not fit for drinking. So before you can make it fit for drinking, you have to purify that water. Okay, so before supplying this water to the home, it must be purified. And where is the purification done? The purification is carried out at water treatment plant. There are water treatment plants which are going to purify this rainwater as well as the river water as well as the lake water. So after purification, the water will be collected in a big tank which is also called a reservoir, and these tanks are connected to our taps through big pipes. There are big pipes through which they are connected to the reservoir, and when we open our taps, we get this purified water, and from these reservoir the water is supplied to our taps, our home. So this is the whole process. This is a water treatment plant. So let's begin with that. So this is the main source of water, that is you can take water from a river or a lake. From there the water is transferred to sedimentation tank. In this sedimentation tank, the impurities, those impurities which are heavier than water, are going to settle down. So these are the impurities at the bottom of the tank. So from sedimentation tank, the water will be transferred to a loading tank. In this loading tank, what is added? Alum is added to this to settle down the suspended impurity. If still from this tank, if water is transferred to this loading tank, if certain impurities are still there, those suspended impurity will settle down with the help of alum. So as you can see here in the diagram, these are the settled impurities. From the loading tank, students, the water is transferred to a filtration tank, and with the help of a pump. Okay, with the help of this pump, the water will be transferred to a filtration tank. Here further purification occurs, as at the bottom you can see the gravel will settle down, above that the coarse sand will settle, and on the top of that fine sand will settle down. They will make a separate layer. So this is a kind of filtration tank, and the water from this filtration tank will be traveled or transferred to a chlorination tank with the help of a pump. So you have two pumps here when we transfer the water from loading tank to filtration tank, and from filtration tank to chlorination tank. In this chlorination tank, chlorine is added to kill the germs which are present in the water. So after purification, this chlorinated water is transferred to this big tank. This is a big storage tank. You might have seen this kind of tank in your community. They can store large amount of water into this. This is purified water, and it is attached to the pipes in our home. With the help with this pipe, the water is supplied to our home. So with time interval, this water will be supplied from this reservoir. So this is kind of purification process which is done by water treatment plant. Nextly, the water for travelers. So in our country, students, offering water to the thirsty people, those people who are thirsty, who travels on roads. So if we offer them water, this is considered as a sacred duty, as a religious duty, that we can offer water to the person who is thirsty. So in the past, what happened? The wells with water stand were made on the highways by the kings. So earlier kings were there. So what they have done, beside a well, they are going to make make a free water stands in order to provide water to the thirsty travelers who travels through the highway. So these water stands are called as pyaus. You can see this kind of earthen pots. Nowadays these kind of pots, earthen pots which is having water, or these pyaus are where you can find at roadside temples and market. So these pyaus, the water is served for free of cost. People don't have to pay money for that. This is free of cost. So these pyaus are free water stand in the public area. So you might have observed such kind of pyaus. They are found they are also found right now, like they are found at this time in roadside temples and market areas. Nextly, water for plants. So as you know, water is a basic necessity for survival. Water is being required by the human beings. It is required for animals as well as it is required for the plants. So water is a basic necessity. So how the water is provided to the plant? So in our country, the main source of water for crop is monsoon rainfall. So mainly the farmer depend on monsoon rainfall for supplying water to the crop. So our farmer depends on rain, but there are certain areas, as you know students, the climatic condition of India is different. There in different places there are different climatic condition. There are places in our country that which receive a very heavy rainfall that it can lead to flood also, but there are certain other places which receive very little or low rainfall which leads to drought. So in that case there are certain areas which receive less and no rainfall at all. For that case, the farmer in these area need to supply water to the fields to grow the crop. So the farmer has to use an alternative way rather than depending on monsoon rainfall for providing water to the crops. So that is called as irrigation. What is irrigation? The supply of water to the fields to grow the crops is called as irrigation. So when the farmers supply water to the fields, that is called as irrigation. So by this process, when we are supplying water to the fields, so that reduces the dependency on the rainfall. Now the farmers will not depend only on one source, that is rainwater. They can provide the water supply to the fields to grow the crop. That process is called as irrigation. Then there are various sources of irrigation. Firstly, wells, tube wells, canals and tanks. So these are the main sources for irrigation in which farmer uses to irrigate the field. So let's discuss the first one. The first one is well. So well is dug about 5 to 10 meters deep to reach the underground water. So the wells are being dug about what depth? 5 to 10 meters deep inside the earth so that they can reach the underground water. So the most widely used method for uplifting the groundwater is a Persian wheel or rahat. It is also called as rahat. This is an ancient method of obtaining the groundwater from this by using wells. So this is the Persian wheel or it is called as rahat. So in that case you can see here, as you can see here, there are two wheels. One is attached to these animals, these are bullocks, and the another one is this Persian wheel which has buckets attached to the rim. It is partially submerged, half of it is submerged in the water. So what will happen? It is a partial submerged vertical wheels with the bucket attached to its rims. As you can see here, these are the bucket attached to the rim of this wheel. So when animals such as the bullocks turns the wheel, the bucket attached to rim also turns. So what happens, as these bullocks will rotate like this rim also start moving in this direction. So this is a parallel event which is going on. So the bucket at the bottom are filled with water. So those buckets which are filled which are there in the water, they are going to fill up with water, and when they rotate, they empty the water into the channels which irrigates the land. So after this, as it rotates, it will empty. As it comes up, it will release that water, empty that water into this channel which is used to irrigate the field. So this is the way in which the Persian wheel works. So nowadays people are using electric pumps to draw the water from the well. So nowadays it is rare to see such kind of process of rahat. You don't see rahat or Persian wheel nowadays. It is rare because nowadays people are using what? They are using electric pump to draw the water. The next one are tube wells. So sometimes what happen, the water also it reaches more than 10 to 15 meter depth inside. So sometimes this underground water is at a depth of about 15 meters or more. So it seeps more inside, deep inside. So then it will be difficult to dig a well. So what we can do, a deep bore is made with a drilling instrument. So in that case, what we are going to do, we are going to make a deep bore. A hole is made with the help of drilling instrument, and the water will be drawn out with the help of an electric pump. So from that deep bore, the water can be obtained by using the electric pump, and this type of well is called as tube wells. So this is the second method. The third one is tanks. So here tanks are being considered to collect the rainwater when rainfall occurs. So these tanks are made. So in that case, when rain occurs, the water will be collected into that, and this rainwater will be later on used for the irrigation purpose. The last source of irrigation is your canals. The canals are important source of irrigation in India. So this is an important source of irrigation here. So water from the main river is diverted into small human made channels. So water from the main river, what they are doing, this is diverted into the human made channel. We have made certain channel beside that river, and from that the water is supplied to the field. That is, with that water will be used to irrigate the land. So these are the four major sources of irrigation. The next is, what are the various methods used for irrigation? What are the various ways in which we can irrigate the field? So first one is your furrow irrigation. In furrow irrigation, the field is made into a number of ridges and furrows. As you can see here in the diagrams, the whole field is converted into rows and into ridges and furrows. So these are the ridges, and this is the furrow part. So the crops are raised in the ridges. So this you can see here, green. This is the crops are grown on the ridges. Ridges means a higher part. Okay, this is the bulging out part of the land, and these are the furrows. So water is supplied or irrigation is done in the furrows, and on the ridges, these parts, the crops are being cultivated. Okay, they are planted or raised, grown on the ridges part. So this is a kind of furrow irrigation. The next one is flood irrigation. In this flood irrigation, the water from the canal is allowed to flow into the fields from a higher level. So there is a certain higher level in the field. From there the water is supplied, and from where the water is supplied from the canal. So what happens, slowly with the passage of time, the water will travel from this higher region to the whole field. Okay, with the passage it will spread, depending on what, depending on the slope of the land. So this method is only used in places where there is lot of water available. Okay, when there is lot of water available, at that time the flood irrigation can be carried out. The last method, that is sprinkle irrigation. In sprinkler irrigation, the water is supplied, they are sprayed on the standing crops in the form of artificial rain. So you might have seen this type of irrigation in the field. This is a modern methodology of using irrigation, of doing irrigation, as well as you might have seen this in gardens or parks. So what happens here, they are having this nozzle is there. So water is distributed through pipes which is having rotating nozzle on the top, which are called as sprinklers. So this is the pipe which is having on top the rotating nozzle. So when water is supplied to this, it rotates and it is sprayed as a form of artificial rain. So the pumps are fitted with this system for lifting the water, and through this rotating nozzle the water will be sprayed on the crop. So here, as it rotates, the water will be supplied. You might have seen such type of this mode of irrigation or giving water to the plant in the gardens or in certain playgrounds as well. So it is one of the modern method of irrigation. So this is a modern method and it will take less amount of water. Okay, so nowadays the farmers are using modern method of irrigation to check the wastage of water and increase the food production. So now by using all these modern technologies of irrigation, so how it is helpful to the farmer, because there will be less wastage of water. Okay, less amount of water will be required, plus plus it will increase the food production. Okay, the food production, the crop yield which is going to be there, the crop production will be more. Understood? So these are the various method of irrigation. Let's move to the exercise part. So first of all, the first multiple choice question is here. Nowadays people use dash to draw out the water from the tube well. So what are the various ways in which the now people are using to draw water from the tube well? Is it a canal, pulley or an electric pump? So which one is the modern method? So the answer is electric pump, C option. Nowadays people are using electric pump to draw out the water from the tube well. The next one is type of irrigation in which the water is sprayed on the crops in the form of artificial rain. In order, which is that method? Sprinkler, flood or furrow irrigation. So as we have discussed, the artificial rain type of irrigation is done with the help of sprinkler. So the right answer is A option. Next is fill in the blanks. Dash is the purest source of natural water. There are lot of natural sources of water as rain, river, ocean, seas, but out of those, which one is the purest? The rain is the purest source of natural water. The next is a tank that has steps to reach water is called a step well. As I have told you that it is also called Bauli. So there are large number of steps around that in order to reach water in order to reach the tank to reach the water to the tank. Okay, so that is step well. The next multiple choice question here is the supply of water to the field to grow crop is called. What is this process of supplying water? Agriculture, horticulture or irrigation? So the process of supplying water is called as irrigation. The next is purification of water for drinking is carried out. Big tanks, bowlies or treatment plant. So the river water or the lake water is first purified in water treatment plant. So the right answer is the treatment plant. The next is which is the main source of water for the crop? What is the main source of water for the crop? The main source is your monsoon rainfall. Farmers depend on monsoon rainfall for supplying water to the crops. So where do we find pyaus nowadays? So pyaus are nowadays found near the roadside temples and market areas. Let's move on to the next question. Short answer question here. What is a bauli? How were baulis used in the past? So baulis are nothing, they are the tank which have large number of steps so that people can reach to the water, and nowadays most of the baulis are dried up. They were earlier not only the source of water, but they also they were places where various religious ceremonies and community activities were held. Okay, so next is how do we draw water deep from the earth? So in order to draw water, what we do, and in order to get the underground water, we dig a deep bore inside that, and from that these deep bores, in order to reach the underground water, those are called as wells, and a pulley system is used in order to draw the water from the well. But nowadays we can use electric pump to draw water from the tube wells. Next is the last one, the long answer type of question here. What is meant by irrigation? What are the major sources of irrigation? So irrigation is a process in which we supply water to the fields in order to grow the crops. What are the main sources? The main sources are your wells, tube wells, canals and tanks. These are four major sources of irrigation. Next is how is water supplied to the field in furrow and flood irrigation? So we have discussed that in the videos. In furrow irrigation, what we have to do, the farmer is going to transform the land. He will make different ridges and furrows, and the crops are raised on the ridges part, and the irrigation is done on the furrows. Okay. And what about flood irrigation? In that flood irrigation, water will be supplied to a higher level of the land through a canal, and with the passage of time, depending on the slope of the field, the water will spread to the whole area, covering the whole crop area, okay, or the field. Okay, this is the two ways in which the furrow and flood irrigations are carried out. Last question is water is for everyone. It never discriminates between the living beings. beings. What lesson do you learn from water? As I told you that water is the basic necessity which is required for the survival, as we depend on air, food. So water is also a basic requirement. So water is for everyone. So what message it provides us is that we should never discriminate among the living beings, and there should be, everyone should be treated equally. So by this we are completing our third chapter, that is water. So we'll meet in the next video. Till then, take care. Thank you.